On this episode of Saints Happy Hour, me and Kevin are going to preview Saints 49ers. I hate the 49ers because they ruined my childhood, Kevin, and I'm still not over it. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to Saints Happy Hour podcast. We never trade up.
If there was a path to give up 3 first-round picks to get Jaden Daniels, I would do it. And I would pick Jaden Daniels.
Now grab a drink and enjoy the show.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. As always, we are brought to you by Hardhide, Ponchatoula Strawberry Whiskey, and Chilton County Peach Whiskey. I'm Ralph Marlboro, joined by Kevin. Thomas running the show back in Poland. Kevin, it's week 2, and things are a little bit interesting. Not gonna lie, when the schedule came out all summer, even we were looking at this game, we're like, man, the Saints better beat Arizona if they want to get a win, because then they play San Francisco, then they go to Seattle, then they go to Buffalo. If they don't get a win that first week, it could be 0-4, 0-5, it could be bad. But then San Francisco they're not going to have George Kittle this week. They're not going to have Brock Purdy. Juwan Jennings is a game time decision. Brandon Ayuk is still not back. They're not what they were, and they're injured, Kevin. And to illustrate my point, Sunday night, this was San Francisco -7. It got down to 1 point to San Francisco -2.5. It is back to San Francisco 3.5, depending on where you gamble. That's a huge swing, Kevin. So does this game go to the category of winnable for the Saints because the 49ers are a declining empire and they're not what they were 2-3 years ago?
I hate saying declining empire because it's like,
fun. It's fancy history term. I was proud of that.
They went to two Super Bowls, and then it's like they haven't looked the same since. Like they've been okay. They've been okay. Like,
yeah.
Brock Purdy is somebody that I think a lot of many teams, I'm not going to say most, but many teams would take as their starter. And
100%.
Look, they had McCaffrey, or they still have McCaffrey. They had Kittle. A lot of good things going on there.
Well, here's my
decline. They are this right now. This could be a season on the brink situation in week 2 for them because of the injury to Purdy, because Kittle is, I think, done for the year.
No, Kittle's not done for the year, but he's out for 4 to 6.
Okay, well then who am I thinking of that's done for the year? I could have swore there was somebody on the Niners that was done for the year.
I don't know that there was anybody done for the year, but let me look at their injury report. No, nobody's done for the year, but you're thinking of Ayuk, and you're thinking of Juwan Jennings. There was a fear that he was going to be out for a very long time. That's what you're thinking of.
So what I'm saying is the season's on the brink for them because of these injuries.
Mm-hmm.
They were obviously, they were already the favorite. They're still a favorite, which should tell you something about the Saints. It's like, Jesus, you're a dog at home. But the Niners have to win this because this is one of those you sort of pencil in that they should win.
Yeah.
They had trouble winning. They had trouble winning in week 1 when things started going sideways. Now they got to win here. The pressure is really on them.
That's an interesting point.
The Saints, I think the Saints can come out and should come out and feel loose. They should feel comfortable.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the thing with San Francisco is I think there is a sense of not all national media, but some, that the Saints are the worst team in football. And they view San Francisco like they viewed them 2-3 years ago, where Kyle Shanahan could just plug in any quarterback he wants. And I'll make the analogy of the 2019 Saints. Part of why Teddy Bridgewater was able to go 5-0 is they had the best roster in football. They didn't win any titles, so I'm not going to say they weren't the best team because they didn't win the title. But from 1 to 53 in 2018 and 2019, the Saints had the best roster top to bottom. So when Drew got hurt, they just plugged in Teddy Bridgewater and it was fine. I don't think San Francisco's like that anymore. I don't think going to McCorkle Jones, I think it's a massive step back, and they don't have those elite receivers. And by the way, their offensive line, I watched the all 22 footage on NFL Plus, and I'm not going to pretend to be like a tape eater. Their offensive line got pushed around by Seattle. I know, hey, it's Seattle. Their defensive line is better than the Saints, but that didn't look like a dominant offensive line group to me. And I just feel like the Saints, like if the Saints can't get this game to the fourth quarter and it be a one-score game with 5 minutes left, I'll be vastly disappointed on Sunday. Like this should be. I don't care if it's ugly or both teams are playing okay. This game should be a one-score game. If it's not, and it's the 49ers pulling away from the Saints, the rest of the world will be like, well, of course that happened. The Saints are terrible. Of course, San Francisco curb something. But I won't feel that way. The Saints this needs to be a competitive game.
I'll throw you. Okay, so 10 points. 10 points. Saints have the ball. Mm-hmm. They're trailing by 10. 5 minutes to go. That's still bad? Or, I mean, if they're driving down and look like they can kick a field goal or get a score to get it back to one score.
I mean, yeah, well, like, do they score? And is it like 20-17 with like 3.5 minutes to go? Like,
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like that's fine. But what I'm saying is, if we get to the 5-minute mark of the game and it's 24-6, and it's no possibility of the Saints winning, and you're like, this is over. This has been over since the middle of the third quarter. I will be very disappointed. I think this is a winnable game for the Saints.
Yeah. Yep, it's winnable. The injuries. Look, I said on the big preview pod on Tuesday that I was picking the Niners, and I'm going to stick with it because we sort of knew about the injuries already. Yeah. So I'm sticking to it, and I still think it'll be an ugly, low-scoring game, and I'll stick with what I said Tuesday. I think I had it 12-9 or 13-9 or something like that. Just some disgusting, just ugly. It's a winnable game for the Saints. This is totally a situation where Spencer Rattler has a chance. This could be Spencer Rattler's best chance to look like a starting to look like a genuine starter in the NFL. He's had situations where he's looked like a backup, and he's had situations where he's just looked shitty.
Yeah, and
this is a chance for him. Listen, all the Rattler stands, all of you, even the ones that don't share the last name Rattler. This is you should be looking, expecting this guy to come out, and I'm not saying throw for 300 yards and all that kind of stuff. I'm saying a game where he looks comfortable and in control. I'm talking like a 19 of 24, 19 of 25, 250 yards, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, 35 yards rushing. You know,
he plays like that. He's locked it down He's locked down the job till October. I will say this, Kevin. He needs to look like he looked the last 2 drives the Saints had against Arizona, where he was confident, or maybe he was like, listen, we're down 20-10. I got to start pushing the ball because whatever. If I throw a pick, it doesn't matter. We got to score. Like he needs to look. He needs to look like that. He looked very good, very in control at the end of the game. The problem for the Saints is their offense for a large portion of the Arizona game, it looked like a clock. Looked like a
listless.
Clogged toilet. The one thing I will say about San Francisco is their injury report, Jawan Jennings, he did not practice yesterday. We don't know about today, but didn't practice Wednesday, didn't practice Thursday. If he's not at least limited on Friday, he ain't playing. And I'll say this. The 49ers, Kevin, I know they haven't been in a division with the Saints for years, but I hate them. Thomas, zoom in on me. They ruined my childhood. The 80s, early 90s 49ers, they ruined my childhood, and I hate them. So here's the thing, Kevin, I was thinking about this. I don't care that it's Mac Jones, and I don't care that they're beat up. If you told me the Saints are only going to win 1 game in September and October, I would probably take this game. You know, I would want this game because you got, I mean, the revenge game against DA does have a little bit of appeal, I will admit, but like the Bucks, the Patriots, the Giants, Buffalo, I don't really have beef with Buffalo. Seattle,
no, I don't have beef with Buffalo.
Give me, and I don't even need a beatdown. I actually think the Saints winning this game, to me, the most enjoyable outcome would be that it's really disgustingly ugly, or if the Saints win on a horrible officiating decision. And like San Francisco fans are just apoplectic because they got screwed. That would give me so much joy. And if the Saints are going to be like 1-6, 1-7, give me the joy of beating the childhood team that destroyed my dreams. That's how I feel about San Francisco. Is that weird? Should I move off of that?
No. I mean, that's a very good case for San Francisco. Like, out of all the teams you could pick, like, you could pick. Look, you said it. Chicago would be a good pick because of the DA thing, because of the shitty Bears fan corollary.
Yeah.
It's a road game. It could just further sabotage or detonate whatever they're trying to do in Chicago.
Yeah.
You could nominate Tampa just because it's a rival or a division rival. I hate saying rival because it's like it's Tampa. They're not like, I don't know, like the contempt for Tampa is just very low. Like there are other teams. There's teams in the AFC that I despise more than Tampa.
Yeah, it's weird.
Honestly, part of me, even though I have no beef with them, if you told me I could pick one, I'd probably pick Buffalo because it's so out of left field.
That's right.
It's a road game against an AFC team, against a power, an absolute power in the league. Like that game. The Saints could go into that game as a double-digit, as possibly
they will.
Maybe 12 points.
I think higher. I think it'll be 14, Kevin. I think it'll be 14 plus.
And so if you told me they could go in there and pull off maybe the upset of the season, and the Bills would still be good. They would still go to the playoffs, and whatever would happen there would happen. And the Saints would still go, 4-13 or 5-12 or even 3-14. But one of their wins would be against one of the best teams in the league on the road. I'll take it. Sure.
I mean, it would be fun. It would be fun because even though if the Saints beat San Francisco, the national media will only cover it for like 30 seconds. They'll just be like, San Francisco's injured. Maybe they're worse than...
The Niners were banged up. The Saints or whatever. They were on the road, yada, yada, yada. But if the Saints somehow beat Buffalo, it's and look, I'm sure people would still find a way to make it about Buffalo. Like, oh my God, Josh
Buffalo
Allen
is in
stinks.
crisis.
Right, Buffalo stinks. Rescind Josh Allen's MVP. They need to fire the coach. Yada yada yada. But
Still enjoyable.
that would still be enjoyable.
Yeah,
Because it would be chaos.
It'd be chaos.
I have
It'd be
low
chaos.
expectations this season, so just give me enjoyable chaos.
Just it'd be
That's
fun
it.
to be able to listen to national podcasts and the Saints are the lead because they beat Buffalo, and you get to listen to the segment on ESPN First Take or podcast. What's wrong with the Bills? And instead of not caring about it, it's what's wrong with the Bills, and then they break down for 25 minutes why the Saints did A, B, and C against the Bills.
Right.
You almost talked me into it, Kevin. But see,
I'm just putting that out as an option. I'm
hard coded as an old man to the teams that I hate are the old NFC West. I hate Atlanta, always forever number one. The Rams and San Francisco. I am a hard coded. Those are my top three most hated teams because that's the foundation of my Saints fandoms in 80s and 90s. You know.
And listen, I also grew up. Listen, I just turned 45, man. Like I'm not that far behind you. Like I grew up with plenty of experience watching the NFC West. I will share this story. And I've maybe told it on the pod. I've almost certainly told it on the podcast before. I don't think I've told it in a while. Mm-hmm. And just stop me if you've heard me tell this before, just so I know.
We always have new listeners. Go ahead.
Joe Montana came to the TV station I was working at. I used to work at WWL TV in New Orleans. And Joe Montana, for some reason, was at the station. Mm-hmm. And he came into the newsroom and walked into the morning editorial meeting, which is where all the reporters and the show producers and web people gather in the morning to talk about different things or hear what reporters are gonna get assigned to. And Joe Montana walks in there just to say hi. He's being nice and polite. And I'm like, that's the greatest quarterback of all time, walking right into this newsroom. And one of my coworkers says something to the effect of, do you have any idea how much of my childhood you wrecked? And everybody has a laugh, and Joe Montana's walking around and shaking people's hands and signing little mini footballs for some people. And he gets to me, and I told him, dude, you were my second favorite Tecmo Bowl player behind Bo Jackson.
Oh.
And there was that brought everything in the room to a screeching halt, and Joe Montana just looked at me and goes, all right, thanks, and just kept going down the line or whatever. And then he finally gets up and leaves, and people are staring at me like, why'd you have to be weird? And I'm like, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? You going to kiss his ass?
You know what?
Like I was polite.
You were polite. I would say that was, like, other people might find that risky. I would say there's a 50-50 chance that he knows about Tecmo Bowl. Like, I guarantee you.
I don't care
if you go up to Bo Jackson and you're like, I love you, Bo. I saw all your throws. I see all your throws, amazing plays on TikTok. But I love you because you were awesome at Tecmo Bowl. Bo Jackson would be like, you're damn right I am. You're damn right I'm the best player in Tecmo Bowl history. Like, he knows about it.
Right.
But Joe Montana, I hate Joe Montana. I tell him to get bent. He ruined my childhood, and I don't like him. And I was glad when Leonard Marshall broke you in two in the 1990 NFC Championship game. It made me happy that Leonard Marshall turned your back into powder, Joe. And by the way, Joe, your 9-part docuseries on Peacock sucked. How about that? I'm a bitter old man, Kevin. I'm a bitter old man.
I love it. I love it. I love it. The contempt is real, children.
Contempt is real. Like I'm not I don't hate this guy as much as I hate Joe Montana, but Kyle Shanahan, he is annoying. And his wear the brand new hat every game, that is annoying. He looks like a douchebag. On like the coach scale, Like the dude, he's hot. He's in my top 3 of that dude. That dude looks like a douchebag coach.
And we got Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Robert Saleh. He didn't was like a. I mean, he all he did was like the Jets. I always felt like he was just like he was watching the Jets, but he wasn't like the coach. He was I was clapping and like I never.
Right.
But like Kyle Shanahan is in my top of coaches that annoy me. And then who the other one that I'm annoyed by, Zach Taylor for Cincinnati. He always looks like he wants to fart but can't, and he bothers me. And number 1, I don't think we're gonna have him for much longer, is Mike McDaniel for the Dolphins.
The missus is not at home, is she?
What? No,
She's not at home to hear you say that.
Man, my wife.
Or does she want him gone too?
She doesn't even care. Here's the thing about my lovely wife, Sally. When I first met her, she was a crazy Astros fan and a crazy Dolphins fan. And she knew, Kevin, she listened to podcasts. She knew the too deep for the Dolphins. Like, seriously, you could be like, hey, you know, I remember when the Saints played them in the Dome, and I was like, she's like, man, we're screwed. We're playing 2 backup offensive linemen. We got a backup safety. Drew's gonna kill us. Blah, blah. And like around COVID, she just like broke up with the Dolphins, and they haven't, and they weren't as bad as they are this year potentially. And I asked her the other day, could she name 3 Dolphins? And she tried to slide Tua by me twice. When she was naming Dolphins, she named Tua, she named Tyreek Hill, and then she tried to name Tua again after like a long pause. So she's out on the Dolphins, man. She's like, hey, but Mike McDaniel, he's my top 3 annoying coaches. But am I right? You don't have to rank. You don't have to rank your coaches that you look like. But like Kyle Shanahan, he has a punchable face, is what I'm saying.
He does, yeah. He has a punchable face. I still have contempt for Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni is an annoying fellow.
Yeah, he's got a punch.
Nick Sirianni is annoying. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to disagree with there with you. So. I'm sure we could go through the entire. We could probably do that as a separate Patreon thing. Is just go through all the head coaches and just say who has the most punchable face, who are the most annoying coaches, yada yada yada.
Here's the thing that's really interesting about this game. You know, the rumor was, you know, when the 49ers, when they drafted Trey Lance and they gave up 2 firsts and a third, I think, to move up to get Trey Lance. That. The rumor was that Kyle Shanahan, he got talked out of Mac Jones. Like Mac Jones was his guy, and like the front office like talked him out of it. So like this week is like he's finally getting to be with his true love. That he didn't want Brock Purdy. That was by accident. He didn't really want Trey Lance. Like McCorkle Jones is his first love. Does it make you a little bit scared that Kyle Shanahan, even though the 49ers, we mentioned it before, they're in a diminished capacity now, but does it make you a little bit scared that he's finally getting to plug into the Kyle Shanahan matrix of an offense, the quarterback that he's always wanted, a.k.a. Bama Chad Henne, McCorkle Jones?
Does it make me feel...
Are you nervous about it?
No.
That like he's going to finally build Voltron?
No, I'm not nervous about it at all. Like, again, if the 49ers win, it's just going to be this ugly low. I think it'll be an ugly low-scoring game anyway. The fact that it's McCorkle doing it doesn't worry me or bother me. Like, if the Niners win, okay, they win. The Saints, it's just, well, that's 2025 for you. If the Saints win, it's hilarious. It's hilarious if the Saints win. As banged up as the Niners are, it's still funny if the Saints win.
What?
And it's enjoyable. It's absolutely enjoyable.
It segued to my next question, Kevin. What's the funniest outcome / storyline for Sunday? What's the funniest way this game goes?
You remember? Can't believe I'm bringing this one up because of what happened shortly thereafter. But do you remember the season opener in 2021?
Oh yeah.
Like if Spencer Rattler basically pulls a Jameis and throws like 5 touchdowns.
But all in like a 7-minute span in the fourth quarter.
But basically like no, because they were kicking Green Bay's ass like almost from the jump.
Oh, you're talking about 20. I thought you were talking about the 2022 opener. My bad. I had the years.
Wait,
wrong. You're talking about I was thinking Atlanta. No.
The
You're talking Green Bay.
I'm talking about Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had my years mixed up. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. Hang on. I'm now you've got me wanting to pull that up. 38, something like that 38-3 game. I wanted to make sure I had the score right. Jameis Winston was 14 of 20 for 148 yards and threw 5 touchdowns.
That's one of
those touchdowns, hang on, I got to find this thing. I thought
it was like a 70-yard bomb.
One of them was for 55 yards in the fourth quarter. So you take away that, he'd thrown 4 touchdowns without throwing 100 yards.
That is amazing. That game was amazing.
Give me that. Give me that. Because here's the thing. It's an ass whooping. It's one of those where you're shaking your head going, I don't know what's happening. And the fact is, all it's going to do is, again, the Rattler stands will say, look at that, he threw 5 touchdowns in a game. And then the Rattler haters will be like, he threw for 150 yards. What the hell are you talking about?
That's right.
He only completed 12 passes. But it will be dumb.
That's it.
Fun. Give me 5 touchdowns. I tell you what, I would even give me 4 touchdowns under 100 yards passing.
That's right. You don't even. I don't need the Deontay Harris one for the cherry on the top.
Correct. I don't need. That's what it is. I don't need that one. I can do with 98 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 13 of 10 of or 11 of 14 or something like that. Just give me that.
11 of 14 for 98 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
I was thinking it would be funnier if it was just an absolute dreck of a game. And that is funny, but no, it's way, way funnier if the Saints curb stomp the 49ers and Spencer Rattler throws 4 touchdowns and doesn't have. And just like to make it even funnier, Kevin, like the Saints, they have like 98 yards passing, but they don't have any rushing yards either. Like they have like 160 yards combined offense. Like that's
no. Like get them just over 100. Like 101 yards rushing. So their total offense is still below 200 yards.
There you go. That's right. I need it.
Like the Niners win time of possession. They go marching down the field on some of these long drives, and then either they completely shit the bed, or they miss field goals, or they turn the ball over at just completely wild times.
Yeah.
But the Niners win time of possession. Like they keep the ball like 36 minutes.
Yeah. I need one of those stats on Sunday Night Football on NBC where they're like, this is the first time since 1934 an NFL team outgained another NFL team by 380 yards and lost by more than 2 touchdowns.
Right.
Like San Francisco has like 400 yards of offense, but like 5 turnovers, a dozen penalties. Like they just are shooting themselves in the foot over and over again.
I want the Elias Sports Bureau consulted or NFL Stat Track or whatever group does it. I want something like, not in the last 50 years has this happened. And it's just like, yes.
Like it gets so bad that as San Francisco is driving down the field again, everyone is just like, okay, McCorkle, when are you going to screw this up? And it happens for like the third. We're like, there it is. Look at Justin Reed picking him off again.
The energy in the dome is such that all right, something stupid's going to happen, and we're just waiting on it. And then it does happen. And then everybody just, throws their arms up, and it's just absolutely wild.
I love it.
Give me that.
You win the prize on that segment. You had a way funnier outcome to the game than me. Final thing before we do the segment where we either keep or change our predictions. What is the one thing to you the Saints have to do? And you can't say they have to score more points or they have to not turn the ball over. We understand that they have to score more points in San Francisco to win, and we understand they can't turn the ball over to win. What's one thing you're like, Saints better do this on Sunday to have a chance to win the football game?
I want to take a gander at something real quick with this. I would say keep the Niners under 130 yards. Actually, under 130 yards rushing. I want to see what we did against Carolina. Not Carolina. The Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona was good. Everybody was averaging 4 yards a carry. Like, they just didn't run the ball enough because they kept shooting, because they kept getting stupid pre-snap penalties.
I'll say under 130 yards. Keep it under 130 yards. Mm-hmm. And I think that I like our chances there. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think McCorkle is going to throw the ball a lot. Like, if McCorkle throws the ball 16 times, mm-hmm. I would be surprised. If he hits 20, I would be stunned. So I think they're going to over rely on the run. So if the Saints just limit the damage on that, I'm happy. Like, make Mac Jones beat you.
That's right.
Make Mac Jones beat you. If Bama Chad Henne somehow finds the horseshoe in his ass and goes for 300 yards, 3 scores, no picks, and all that kind of shit, and a 120 quarterback rating, so be it. Yeah. So be it.
You're just like,
make him beat you.
Make him do it. My thing is, a long time ago, and you probably were the editor at Channel 4. I did this thing where I did Rob Ryan's big fat chart of defense in 2013. And
I was gone by then.
What's that?
I was gone by then. I left in 08.
So it was a Rob Ryan's big fat chart of defense. And what it was Gene Stallings when he was at Alabama. He had this big board and he had all these specific defensive situations that he wanted his Alabama team to be successful at. It was like first down run, less than 3.5 yards, and sacks and all this stuff. The one stat that I think the Saints need to be good at is they need to force Chad Henne into 10 situations of third and more than 8. Like, make it to where it's third down, Mac Jones is in the shotgun, and we know you have to pass. And you don't have George Kittle, you don't have Ayuk, and you don't have Juwan Jennings. Beat us. And by the way, your offensive line is not as good. Put him in a situation where not only does Mac Jones have to beat you, he has to beat you under duress and a difficult situation. If they can get him third down and 8 more than 10 times, I think if the Saints get there, they'll win or have a really, really good shot at winning. So, all right, this is the final thing. We get to the point where we tell Thomas, do we either change our prediction from the Tuesday night show or do we keep it the same? I'll go first. And Thomas, by the way, if you're new to this and you're stumbling onto this video, Thomas, he is the judge, jury, and executioner of the contest, of the picks contest. And he gives you a gigantic penalty if you change your pick from Tuesday to later on for the preview show. But I'm going to do it, Kevin. I'm going to do it.
No way.
I'm going to do it. I predicted San Francisco to win. I looked at it all. I'm changing my mind. In my column, I changed my mind. I'm predicting Saints 24, 49ers 23, groupie at the gun from 55 yards, Saints win.
You sad, deluded man. You're thinking these teams are going to get to 24 and 23.
I think this game's going to be weird, man. It's not going to be how we think. I think it's going to be one of them weird games.
Listen, I said Niners 13-9. I'm sticking with Niners 13-9. I'm fine if I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And I don't care if it's 13-9 the other way, and I hope I don't care if it's a 38-3 scenario for the Saints. I just
that'd be amazing.
Just win. Saints, I don't mind being wrong.
I know. No, Kevin, I think that's the funniest scenario. Saints beat San Francisco 28-3, and then Sunday Night Football, Falcons, Minnesota. The Falcons look terrible, and we just get to make 28-3 jokes all night long. That's the funniest scenario.
There we go. The Saints are up 28-3 at the start of the fourth quarter and hang on, and they don't, and just the Niners don't even score.
That's right. The Saints.
You surrendered a 28-3 fourth quarter lead. Couldn't be me.
It couldn't be me. Hey, I could see the Saints Twitter feed being like, "Hey Falcons, when the fourth quarter starts, this is the most important TED Talk of your entire life." But guys, thanks for joining us. Go to patreon.com/Saints Happy Hour. Support the show. Join us. It's the best money you're going to spend all football season. You can get all our content for as low as $7. You should do it. Thanks to Kevin. Thanks for Thomas running the show back in Poland, the best producer on earth. And thank you guys. And until next time, the bar is closed.